Hey YouTube, this is Garrett again with another video. This one's going to be more of, I guess, a vlog, and I'm going to talk about ammunition choices for my AR-15, and maybe you guys can offer something to the discussion, or maybe you'll learn something from my choices. So I bought my Wyndham Weaponry HBC AR-15 a couple of years ago when I lived in Washington State, and the first thing I did was I went to the PX because I was stationed at Fort Lewis there, and I bought myself this case of federal, basically it's military overflow 5.56 NATO Green Tip Penetrator rounds. There was a couple of reasons I got it. Number one, I was used to see, I'd never had an AR-15 before. It was my first AR-15, and I was used to being issued these Green Tip Penetrator rounds. They're 62 grain projectiles, so they're a little bit heavier than the 55 grain ball ammunition, and you get this sexy steel watertight storage case. Well, I don't know if it's watertight, but it's got a rubber seal, so I mean it's at least water resistant. So you get this nice little steel case with it as well, and you get it for a lot less money than if you buy 20 round boxes of ammunition. I think for 420 rounds on stripper clips with a speed loader in this steel case, I paid like 180 bucks. So the value for your money, if you can get a hold of these, if you can actually find them, is really good. In 420 rounds, I had one problem with a round where the case was misshapen. I loaded a round and then ended up not firing it, and when I went to clear it, it wouldn't extract. And when I picked it up, I had noticed that the whatever you call it, the rim back here, was not perfectly perpendicular to the shaft of the casing here, and so it didn't seat properly in the chamber. Well, it did, but then the extractor wasn't able to actually seat properly around the rim. But other than that, I've had no problems out of this case, and if you see them, it's a really good deal. But I wanted to mention here PMC X-Tac ammunition. You can see here it is also 62 grain Green Tip Penetrator. I did take a magnet to it to make sure that it actually does have a steel core, and they do. And this is the second time. I bought a box of this about 6 months ago, and then I bought a couple of boxes here recently because I'm down to my last few rounds in this case and I needed to restock. And I noticed something. Both instances, it wasn't just the one batch, and I bought it at different stores. The ammunition, this PMC ammunition, I don't know if you can tell here, looks a lot cleaner and more professionally done than the Federal. Now obviously Federal is proven, it's standard issue, it's got the little cross on the case. I mean they produce ammunition for the military, but these guys, the PMC guys, obviously take a lot of pride in their work, and I'm actually really impressed because I've always wondered about the Federal ammunition. I guess they just reuse their brass and they don't do a whole lot of cleaning on it, because you can kind of tell where it's been probably reloaded a couple of times. I've seen dents in the cases in even in this case where I pull a round brand new out of the box, and there'll be little dents up here around the neck of it, and it's kind of dark in color, but it works fine. But every single box, and I've bought 5 or 6 boxes of different kinds of 5.56 ammo from PMC, their rounds all look immaculately clean and professionally done. Like they've got good processes in place for manufacturing ammo. I've fired about, I don't know, 40 or 50 rounds of this stuff, had 0 problems, and it's the same exact round, even though they don't have deals with the government. It's the same exact round as this. It's a 62 grain Green Tip Penetrator that clocks in at about 3,100 feet per second. So you're getting the same projectile, and just based on appearance, if I had to pick one, I would go with the PMC. The Federal, as far as the money goes, is a much better deal, because as far as I'm aware, PMC doesn't have anything like these steel boxes. But if you're just wanting to buy a couple of rounds here and there, or you don't have $180 to drop on a steel case, or you just can't find these steel cases, you might want to give PMC a look, because my first impression is a very good one. So I just want to kind of to bring to light, you know, this little company making ammunition. They make the standard 55 grain ball ammo. They make the 62 grain penetrators, and this stuff works. I even shot a deer with one of these Green Tip Penetrators this year, and it worked just fine. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, or suggestions, feel free to post them below. Again, this is the PMC X-Tac is what they file this stuff under. So yeah, this is going out. Y'all have a good one.